Emma Davis wasn't one to believe in the supernatural. As a journalist for a local paper, her job was to report facts, not entertain ghost stories. But when a series of strange disappearances near Hollow Creek began to dominate the news, Emma found herself drawn to the case. Hollow Creek was a desolate stretch of land surrounded by dense woods, known for its eerie fog and chilling stillness. Locals spoke of a ghostly figure that roamed the area at night, luring victims into the darkness. Emma dismissed the tales as superstitious nonsense but couldn't deny the allure of the mystery. The investigation begins. Equipped with a flashlight, a camera, and a tape recorder, Emma ventured to Hollow Creek one crisp October evening. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth, and the moon hung low, casting pale light on the barren landscape. As she walked along the creek, the world seemed unnaturally silent. No chirping crickets or rustling leaves, just an oppressive, unnatural stillness. She began recording her observations, her voice shaky despite her attempts to remain calm. Hours passed without incident. Frustrated, Emma turned to leave, only to hear faint whispers behind her. "Is someone there?" she called, her voice echoing into the void. The whispers grew louder, circling her like a swarm of invisible insects. The first encounter, Emma swung her flashlight around, the beam cutting through the fog. At first, she saw nothing. Then, just beyond the creek, she spotted a figure, a woman in a flowing white dress, her back turned. "Excuse me," Emma called, her reporter instincts kicking in. The woman didn't respond. Emma approached cautiously, the hairs on her neck standing on end. When she was just a few feet away, the woman turned slowly. Her face was pale and hollow, her eyes sunken voids that seemed to pull Emma into the depths. Emma stumbled back, dropping her flashlight. The figure vanished into the fog, leaving only a chilling laughter behind. Unraveling the mystery, shaken but determined, Emma returned home to research the history of Hollow Creek. She discovered an old story about Eleanor West, a woman who lived by the creek over a century ago. Accused of witchcraft after a series of mysterious deaths in the village, Eleanor was drowned in the creek by an angry mob. Locals claimed her spirit never left, seeking vengeance by luring people into the woods and claiming their souls. A second visit, despite her fear, Emma returned to Hollow Creek the next night, determined to find answers. This time, she brought a spirit box, hoping to communicate with the entity. As she turned the device on, static filled the air, followed by fragmented words: "Leave. Not safe. Help. Eleanor, is that you?" Emma asked. The static crackled, and a distorted voice replied, "They did this. Buried. Find me." Emma's heart raced. Buried? Was Eleanor trying to lead her to something? The unseen threat, the air grew colder, and Emma felt an overwhelming sense of dread. Shadows moved in the fog, and the whispers returned, louder and more aggressive. A sudden force knocked her to the ground, and her flashlight rolled away. As she scrambled to retrieve it, she felt icy fingers grip her ankle, dragging her toward the creek. Emma screamed, kicking wildly until the grip loosened. She crawled away, her breaths coming in short gasps. Uncovering the truth, determined to put Eleanor's spirit to rest, Emma began digging near the creek, guided by the whispers. After hours of work, she uncovered a shallow grave containing a decayed wooden box. Inside were Eleanor's personal belongings, a locket, a journal, and a small vial of what appeared to be ashes. Emma opened the journal, which detailed Eleanor's life and the accusations against her. The final entry read, "If they take my life, I will never rest until the truth is known." The final confrontation. As Emma read aloud from the journal, the air around her became turbulent. The fog thickened, and Eleanor's spectral form appeared, her expression sorrowful. "They lied about you," Emma said. "They took your life, and you deserve peace." Eleanor pointed toward the vial of ashes. Emma understood what she needed to do. She poured the ashes into the creek, whispering a prayer for Eleanor's soul. The fog lifted, and the oppressive silence gave way to the natural sounds of the forest. Eleanor's form faded, a faint smile on her face. The aftermath. Emma's article on Hollow Creek became a sensation, but she never returned to the site. The disappearances stopped, and the locals spoke of how the area felt lighter, as though a curse had been lifted. Though she moved on to other stories, Emma kept the locket as a reminder of her encounter, a symbol of the fragile line between the living and the dead.